Hey folks, it's Finn. So, it's an early update from me this week because I wanted to catch you up with how my date went. I'm very pleased to report that it really went really well. As you know, I'm so new at this. I'm new to being gay. I'm new to dating as a man, as a gay man. I dabbled a bit last year, but really still not done this whole dating thing. Still not using this whole dating when sober business. Oh my goodness, I mean, I'm socially anxious anyway. I'm quite hyper. The more nervous I am, the more hyper I am. The more hyper I am, the more camp I am. So, you know, I was a bit entertaining and not on purpose. I met him in Brighton on Thursday, and it's Brighton Fringe Festival, so loads of kind of music and theatre and art stuff going on. So we thought we'd have a wander through some of that, but we actually were just chatting and kept walking past stuff, which, you know, is a good sign, I suppose. We sat and had coffee and we chatted about absolutely everything. He's really easy to talk to. He's got a really great, dry sense of humour with just a slight edge of camp. Not quite at my level, but hey, it's anyone. Of course, he knew about my being trans because we already discussed that bit over WhatsApp, so that was one thing out of the way. But of course, you know, he did ask a couple of questions, but the right amount of questions, and in a really nice, general, balanced way that went alongside with everything else in my life. What do you like to do and all of that. You know, it wasn't a real focal point. And what was really nice as well was it was genuine questions about life. And about life as a trans man and how that's been rather than the usual, so what's in your pants, love? There was one particularly lovely moment where we'd gone in for coffee and the chap at the counter said, if you go outside I'll bring it out to you, gentlemen. And we sat down and he said, how is that for you when that's said to you now? You know, it must be like such a big deal. And I was just so moved that he asked that, because that shows that he's really thinking on the level of experience rather than the level of bits. And that's just really lovely to meet somebody that, you know, isn't focused on the ins and outs of how did this happen and how did that happen and what surgery you had. It's like, how does this feel? How is it for you? And it just seems to be, and he's got a great sense of humour, but I think there's a real depth to him underneath. I think he's a big, soft bear. I like bears. The other really lovely thing is it seemed incredible to him that people would be weird about being trans, you know, and that says a lot about him as well. So yeah, we clicked, there were sparks, lots of laughter, mostly at me. It was just a blooming lovely day. He wasn't at all fazed by my awkwardness and arm waving. At one point we were walking down the street and I was just gesticulating as normal as I do, and I almost knocked somebody out on the way past. Then we're having this conversation about dentists, and for some reason I decided it was a really good idea to tell him that my mouth didn't open very wide, but it did once it was warmed up. Why, Finn? Oh, and then there was the penguin moment. There was a billboard, lots of pictures. I focus on one and shout, "Penguin!" There's no hope for me. Oh, and then I got cold and tried to put my jumper on and got my head stuck in it. But, despite the double entendres, mouth before brain moments, getting stuck in one's jumper and being a general human windmill camp person that I am, he asked me out on a second date. Being serious for a moment, I am terrified. Last year was such a different space for me in terms of I was just learning to enjoy my body and my body being with other people and exploring my sexuality, my sexual orientation. All of that was so exciting, and I dabbled in all this polyamory stuff, and that was great because it was almost like I was protected. There was no risk of anything deep happening because it wasn't what I wanted. Whereas now I've moved into a space where I'd really like to share my life with someone. And with that, there is loads and loads of fear, you know, of being hurt again and all of that. He's very honest as well though, and we've talked loads about this, and that gives me hope. Connecting with someone and finding someone is all about being vulnerable, isn't it? Putting yourself out there and risking being hurt. The other option is to just stay at home, hide and never be with anyone, and it has crossed my mind sometimes to just hide away and be a nun. Or possibly a monk. But I'm not doing that, no. I really like him, he seems to really like me. We both talked about sparks, bzzz, and I'm seeing him again, and we'll just see how it goes. Most important thing, really, is the positiveness of this. It was just such a lovely date, and I really needed that. I really needed to get back on that horse, as we discussed last time, to feel confident and feel okay, because so much has gone on, and I just started to explore stuff, and then all this with Mum happened, and then I had to put it all on hold. So it was a really positive experience, no matter what happens from here on in. But I'm seeing him again on Thursday, and I'm so excited, and I can't wait. This is amazing. So, you know, if I can manage to get out there on a date, windmill, get stuck in a jumper, almost knock somebody out, be as camp as Christmas, and all of the above, there's hope for us all. There will still be another vlog this week. It's Mental Health Awareness Week, so I'm doing lots of writing around that, which you can find over on my website. So keep your eye out for me later in the week. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe for your next Finstallment. Penguin! Bye-bye.